A dark family secret. You've been asking for the full story of our characters for a long time. Who are they? Where did these crazy old people come from? And why do they never seem to get tired? Why did a police officer, the one who should protect us, join them? And seriously, what is wrong with that cat, Fred? You've played hide and seek with death. You've run from burning hospitals and gloomy mansions, but you've only seen the tip of the iceberg. Behind every jump scare, behind every bear trap and locked door, lies a tragedy. A story about loss, madness, and science gone too far. Today, we're putting the puzzle together. We're going to reveal the secrets of this evil family. So sit back, turn off the lights. We're beginning our dive into a real nightmare that didn't start with a murder, but with an attempt to defeat death itself. It all started long before you were first trapped in that old house. At the center of our story is the man you know as Mr. Dog, but once he was just a regular guy, a respected police officer and a son. His father and mother, the grandpa and granny you know, lived a normal life. Sure, maybe they were strict, but they were human. However, time is cruel. Old age and sickness took them away. For their son, the future Mr. Dog, this was a blow that shattered his mind. He couldn't accept the loss. He was a cop. He was used to controlling situations, but you can't control death. Or can you? Mr. Dog quit the force and threw himself into forbidden science. He was looking for a way to bring Grandpa and Granny back. Regular medicine was useless here, so he turned to dark experiments bordering on occultism and bioengineering. His goal wasn't just a cure, it was resurrection. He equipped a laboratory in his mansion, turning it into a fortress. None of the neighbors suspected that behind the walls of the respected officer's house, true madness was brewing. But to start, he needed test subjects. He needed to test his life serum on someone else first. The first successful experiment, if you can call it that, was a dog. Mr. Dog injected it with a trial version of the reagent. The dog came back to life, but it wasn't the same animal anymore. The dog became incredibly loyal and strong, but its eyes were empty. It became a shadow of its owner, ready to attack on command. This inspired Mr. Dog, but the formula was still unstable. He needed to continue. The next test subject was a seemingly ordinary, cute cat. You know him by the name Fred. In the game Cat Fred Evil Pet, you might have thought you were just getting a pet, but in reality, you were facing the consequences of the second, much more terrifying experiment. Mr. Dog wanted to create a creature capable of not just living, but mimicking, hiding its true nature, and he succeeded. Fred is the perfect biological weapon. By day, he is a fluffy ball of joy that demands food, water, and a soft bed. When Fred's blood reacts to adrenaline or hunger, he changes into a monster. Fred transforms into a monster, a huge, sharp-toothed beast whose only goal is to hunt. Remember how you had to buy him everything he needed at the pet shop in the game? Pay attention to the name of that shop. It's all connected. Monster Cat Fred's mission became simple: help his creator. Fred became the perfect trapper. If the dog was a guard, Fred became a hunter capable of luring a victim in with his cute looks, and then, well, you know what happens next. The experiment with the cat proved to Mr. Dog death had been defeated, but the price was the total loss of their former appearance and uncontrollable aggression. But that didn't stop him. It was time for the main phase. The fateful night arrived. With trembling hands, Mr. Dog injected the final version of the serum into Grandpa and Granny. Silence. And then, a gasping breath. They opened their eyes. They returned. Grandpa and Granny rose from the dead. But Mr. Dog's joy was short-lived. What came back from the other side wasn't exactly his loving parents anymore. Their bodies were damaged by decay, and their minds were twisted by crossing the line of death and coming back. Their appearance was far from perfect. Their skin was pale, their eyes insane. But the scariest part was revealed later. The serum gave life, but it couldn't sustain it forever. To keep their bodies from falling apart and to move with that terrifying speed you see in the games, they needed energy, life force. They needed young, strong donors. It was at this moment that the former police officer finally crossed the line. From a savior, he turned into a hunter. The family was reunited, but now they were bound not by love, but by hunger and the need for survival. Thus began the Great Hunt. Mr. Dog, using his police connections and skills, began to cover for the evil Grandpa and Granny, while Fred and the loyal dog became their helpers in the search for the medicine to keep them alive. At some point, the situation got out of control. Maybe the neighbors got suspicious, or the first victims were too loud. To hide the old couple and perhaps try to stabilize their condition, they were placed in a closed psychiatric hospital for criminals. This is what we see in the game Grandpa and Granny 3: Hospital. Officially, it's a hospital. In reality, it's a maximum security prison. But can ordinary walls hold those who have already cheated death? Mr. Dog, working from the shadows, organized sabotage. Who do you think cut the electricity? Who opened the cell doors? In the game, you see chaos. The patients broke free and the nightmare began. But for our heroes, this wasn't a riot. It was an evacuation. The old couple didn't just escape, they had fun. For the resurrected Grandpa and Granny, the fear of others became sweet nectar. It is in the hospital that we see their true nature. They like playing with their victims. Hide and seek became their favorite game for survival. They realized they were stronger, faster, and more dangerous than any human. Escaping the burning hospital, they finally realized they were untouchable. Now they had no limits. After escaping the hospital, the family settled in an old, secluded mansion. This place became their hunting grounds. The events of Grandpa and Granny home escape and 2 hunters show us their daily life. Look at how the house is equipped. Grandpa, despite his madness, kept his technical mind. There are security cameras everywhere. He is a paranoid man who controls every inch of his domain. Granny relies on brute force and her favorite baseball bat. She is the embodiment of rage. Why don't they kill the victim immediately? Why do they play? First, as we already figured out, they need high-quality victims to maintain their life. They need the victim to be on edge, full of adrenaline. Second, their minds are warped. They consider this entertainment. Modern pensioners have strange hobbies, says the description, and that is the horrifying truth. In the game 2 Hunters, we even get a chance to see the world through their eyes. They hunt tourists lost in the woods. To them, people are just a resource. They drive them to the mansion, lock them up, and start their nightmarish quest. If the victim escapes, it only adds to the excitement. For them, it's just a game, a fun game. Here, the loving son takes the stage again. In Mr. Dog horror game, we find out that a successful escape from Grandpa and Granny isn't the end. Mr. Dog lives nearby. He is their insurance policy. If a victim slips away from the old couple's mansion, they run straight into the clutches of the massive Mr. Dog. His house is a real prison. He catches those who survived and brings them back to the family circle for his dark deeds and continued experiments. In his house, we see even more traps and proof of his connection to the experiments. He constantly needs to replenish the supply of the life serum, and he is still looking for ways to improve the old couple's condition. For that, He needs new volunteers. Conclusion: endless nightmare. Only time will tell what happens next, but now you know what is really going on in the world of Granny and Grandpa. The tragedy of a son who lost his parents led to the birth of monsters. Cat Fred, the dog, the mad grandpa, the cruel granny, and Mr. Dog himself. This is one big broken family that stays together by consuming the lives of others. Now, when you launch the next game, remember, you aren't just solving puzzles, you are trying not to become a battery for two old people who cheated death but lost their souls. Could you escape from a family like this? Let us know in the comments who scares you the most, the silent grandpa with the hammer or that cute kitty Fred. Which game would you like to see next? Share your thoughts and ideas. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the game.